So if you're watching this, you're probably thinking about potentially applying for a position here. And so in the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna share with you kind of a little bit about my story, what's the mission of the business and kind of how it's evolved, and then some of the things you can expect if you do decide to join the Dream Team. So as far as my story goes, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. My mom pretty much raised me, my three younger siblings by herself. I watched her hustle basically to keep the lights on. I grew up making fruit pies with her and selling water bottles at parks, just so we could kind of get by. And I watched it and I told myself I would not get myself into the same position with my family. And so I had grand goals, I had big ambitions, but I really didn't do anything about it until I was about 19 and my dad passed away out of nowhere. And that's kind of when I started on this whole journey. So I started pretty young, and I ended up convincing another real estate investing company to really work for them for free. I did that for a while, and then after splitting off, I did door knocking on beat up houses, and I got my first deal and another, and invested into some masterminds. And the first year we did about 100,000 in revenue, second 500,000, third year 650, and then this year we're on pace to do about 1.2 to 1.4. And so what I realized though is as I started meeting these people face to face, the homeowners in the homes, they weren't just properties. They were people with stories. I had talked to a bunch of people who were just kind of unlucky, like a bunch of different things happened and they just ended up getting into an unlucky situation. I started to realize that most investors really just didn't care about helping. They were just trying to get the deal, get the property at the seller's expense. And so I really made a decision. I said, if I was gonna keep doing this, we had to be the opposite of that. And so now we're here to raise the standard for what home buying should look like. We wanna set an example. We wanna be the good guys in a bad guy dominated industry. People over properties, and we're here to not just make a dent in the sellers' lives, but in the community as well. And so we give back a percentage of the money that we make back to the communities. We help improve the neighborhoods. And if you decide to join us, you're gonna get real career growth, a dream team that has your back, freedom, autonomy, a purpose and a mission to rally around, competitive compensation, ability to build generational wealth, and so much more. We recognize performance, we recognize effort, and we give you real upside. And you'll be, if you're watching this video, a part of the founding. And you'll be, if you're watching this video, a part of the founding team that's gonna help us scale towards a 9-figure exit through building a huge hedge fund that actually cares. And so when we win, we give back to our community and to the causes that our team cares about and to each other, right? So sounds exciting, but here's the reality, here's the truth. We're in startup mode, and that means it's fast paced, it's constant changes, it's broken systems, long hours, and really not for the faint of heart. But if you want to take ownership in something meaningful with people who care about getting better every day and having an impact, then keep listening, because our team operates on 3 main core values: grit, growth, and heart. And so grit means showing up when it's uncomfortable. It means staying late and waking up early. It means doing it again if it can be better because you care about the standard. Growth means that you don't get defensive when you're coached. You thank people for feedback even when it stings, and you never point fingers at anyone but yourself. And heart is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. It's supporting a teammate. It's staying calm and focused when things feel chaotic, and it's leading really with a servant heart and giving to others without expectation. And so if this sounds like you'll definitely thrive here. And so if you're tired of clocking in and clocking out of a job that really doesn't mean anything, and you want to build something that matters with people who care, then scroll down, check out our open positions, and submit a form, and someone on our team will get in touch with you, and I look forward to meeting you.